Hello students, welcome back to the maths class. Today we are going to start from question number 16 of exercise 9.2. Already in the previous sessions we have finished till question number 15. So let us see what we have given in this question. Between 1 and 31 m numbers have been inserted in such a way that the resulting sequence is an AP. Means we have given that two numbers, and between two numbers we are inserting some finite set of the numbers. M numbers they are saying maybe 10, 20 or some other numbers are given to us. So some numbers we are inserting between 1 and 31, and after inserting that numbers the whole sequence is forming an AP. For example, between 1 and 31 I am inserting 10 numbers. Okay, so all that 10 numbers including 1 and 31, we can say they are forming an AP over here. They are giving one more thing in the question. They are saying the seventh number, means whatever the 10 numbers you are inserting or 20 numbers you are inserting, in that seventh number and m minus 1th number, means in that total m numbers, the second last number, if you take the ratio of that two numbers, the ratio is coming here 5:9. Then we have to find out the value of m, means how many numbers we have inserted, that we have to find out. First of all, in this question I will suppose, let the inserted numbers are, we are supposing the numbers first. So inserted numbers are a1 comma a2. I am taking capital symbol because small symbol is reserved for the first term. So a3, a4, and in the same manner we shall go am minus 1, and last number will be am. Okay, because total m numbers are there, so I am supposing a1, a2, a3. Suppose it is 10 numbers are there, so value of am in that m is equal to 10 and am minus 1 will be equal to 9. So here we can say that, therefore we can say we are forming an AP here, because in the question it is given to us they are forming an AP. So what is the AP here? 1 comma a1, then a2, a3, dash dash dash, it will go up till am minus 1, then am, and then the last number will be 31, because between 1 and 31 we are inserting m numbers. So definitely the third last number will be am minus 1, second last will be am, and the last number will be 31. Now here what we knows, we knows the value of a is given here as 1. You can say the last term, or you can say that the nth term is given here as 31, and the value of number of terms, actually we don't know the value of m, and hence we cannot find out the value of n also. But here we can express the value of n in terms of m. How? See, a1 to am, total m numbers are there, and in that if I include 1 and 31 also, the quantity will be increased by 2. For example, suppose if I say 10 numbers I am inserting, means a1, a2, a3, dash 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 till a10 are there. So 10 numbers I am inserting. Along with these 10 numbers, two more numbers are there. They are 1 and 31. So how many numbers are there total? That will be 10 plus 2 will be equal to 12. So similarly, here we can say that the total numbers will be m plus 2. Okay, because a1 to am, m numbers, and if I include 1 and 31 also, because in the sequence they are first and last number, so total numbers will be here m plus 2. So we know the value of a, value of l, value of n in terms of m we knows, but we don't know the value of d in this question. Okay, so d will be equal to question mark. Now first of all we shall apply the formula of last term. Last term is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, Now I will put up the values here whichever I knows. So value of L that we knows as 31 is equal to 1 plus in the bracket M plus 2 minus 1 and then into D. 1 if I bring on this side, it will subtract from 31. So remaining is here 30 is equal to, here it will remain M plus 1 into D, and hence the value of D also we can find out in terms of M. Here I can say that the value of D will be equal to 30 upon M plus 1. Okay, now let us see what condition we have given in the question. So further we shall write down according to the condition or according to the question. Okay, see what condition we have given, that we will analyze first. We have given that 7th and m minus 1th number is 5:9. What is my 7th number in this sequence? That is a7, and m minus 1th number will be am minus 1. Don't be confused here with the term. They are not telling the 7th term and m minus 1th term is 5:9. It is clearly said to us in the question. Seventh number means it will be a7. For example, a1 is my first number, a2 is my second number, and similarly a7 will be my seventh number, and m minus 1 will be my m minus 1 number. Okay, so here we can say that the a7 upon am minus 1 will be equal to 5:9, right? This is given to us. Now a7 is exactly which number in the sequence? Okay, look at the sequence first. A7, see, if I start from 1, then definitely a7 will come from the 8th place. You observe sorry, you observe a1 is coming at the second place, a2 is coming at the third place, a3 is coming at the fourth place. So in the same manner, a7 would be coming at the 8th place in the sequence. So I can say that in an AP we can say a7 is actually equal to T8. Okay, a7 is equal to T8, and we can say that the value of am minus 1. So am minus 1, you observe, am minus 1 will be equal to, see, am minus 1 will be the third last number in the sequence. So if I say the total numbers are m plus 2, you observe we have taken the total numbers are m plus 2 over here, right? So if total numbers are m plus 2, and if I say 31 denote m plus 2 term, then definitely am will denote m plus 1. Okay, and am will denote here m. So we can say that this will be the mth term in the sequence, because if I start from the last term will be here m plus 2, then second last term will be here m plus 1, and third last term will be here mth term. So here we can say that am minus 1 will be equal to tm. That is given in the sequence, and that is the only point of confusion in this question, how we can say that am minus 1 is equal to tm. We can see a7 is equal to t8, that is very clear. Okay, so observe a7 we are replacing by t8 in the suffix 7 increased by 1 will become 8. Similarly, am minus 1, in that it will be also replaced by any particular term, but m minus 1 will be increased by 1 and it will become m, because m minus 1, if you increase by 1, so minus 1 and plus 1 will be cancelled and only m will remain. Now I think it is clear to you how am minus 1 is equal to tm. So here first I will replace a7 by t8. Okay, t8 you can say term I have said, or you can say that a8 also. Okay, and this can be written as tm is equal to 5 upon 9. Now what will be the value of t8 that we have applied many times? We will apply the formula of tn or an. So it will be equal to a plus 7d. Okay, don't be confused here about t8. t8 you can write down as a8 also. Okay, so that is up to you what symbol you are using it here. Now see the next part, tm, value of tm in the similar manner if I apply, so this will be a plus m minus 1 into d is equal to 5 upon 8. Okay, you know that the formula of tn, or you can say an. Okay, the formula is a plus n minus 1 into d. So same formula I applied on tm. Now we will do the cross multiplication. So cross multiplication I am doing it, and I am putting the value of a also, that is given 1. So 1 plus 7d into 8 is equal to 1 plus m minus 1 into d, and then whole multiplied by 5. Okay, now let us multiply inside the given terms. So this will become 8 plus 7 8s are 56, d is equal to 5 plus 5m minus 5 into d. Now 5 we can bring on this side, and we can put up the value of d also. So first of all 56d I am sending on that side, and 5 I am bringing on this side. So this will become 8 minus 5 is equal to 5m minus 5 minus 56, and then d I have taken common, because 56 will go on that side, it will become in minus, and then I have taken the d common. So what is remaining exactly now? So remaining is here 8 minus 5 is equal to 3 is equal to 5m minus 56, and 5 will be added, it will become 61 and multiplied by d. So that will be, see the value of d already we have found earlier, that is 30 upon m plus 1. We can check. Yes, looking at the top, the value of d is equal to 30 upon m plus 1. So I am keeping the value of d. We can do one thing here, this equation we can suppose as equation number 1, and reference will be given when we shall use it. So here I am keeping the value of d as 30 upon m plus 1. 30 upon m plus 1. Okay, and here we can give the reference by equation number 1. Further, m plus 1 I will transfer to left hand side. So this will become 3m plus 3 is equal to 5m and 30 we shall multiply, that will become 150m minus, okay, because 5m and 30 I have multiplied, and same way 61 and 30 we can multiply. So that will be 3 ones are 3 and 6 3s are 18. So this will be 1830 will remain. Now 3m we can bring on this side, and 1830 we can send onto that side. So let us see what is remaining over here. This will be 3 plus 1830 is equal to 150m plus 3m. Okay, now 3 plus 1830, that will be equal to 1833, and 150 plus 3, that will be 153m. So from here we can say that m will be equal to 1833 upon 153. Hopefully we have not done any calculation mistake. So once we shall check, because it is looking very odd figure. So once we will check the calculation mistake if we have done it. T8 we have kept as a plus 7d, 8 plus 56d, and this will be, one mistake we have done here. It is 5:9. So one mistake will rectify it. Here this is 5:9 and we have taken by mistakenly 5:8. So we can cancel this one. Here also we'll make correction. Some corrections we need to make it now. This will be 9 actually. Okay, I read as 8. So this will be 9 plus 63d. Okay, and then some more corrections we need to make. So this 8 will become 9 and 9 minus 5 will become here 4. Wait a minute. So we'll make some correction. And then here also this will not be 56, this will be 63. Then down we can remove it completely. We'll do it once again. Okay, one small mistake happened. At the last I came to know, yes, some mistake is there definitely, because 1833 is looking very odd figure that I have not seen earlier. No issue, we will make it correct, this one. Yes, once again let me rub this one, last part. Okay, fine. So see, here 9 minus 5 is becoming here as 4, we can say, and here 63 will go on that side, so remaining here 63, and 63 and 5 will become here 68. Okay, so m plus 1, now we can multiply here. This will be 4m plus 4 is equal to same way 150m minus, now 68 and 30, anyhow we have to multiply as we have multiplied earlier. So if I multiply, this will be 0, then 8 3s are 24, 4 carry 2, and 6 3s are 18 plus 2, this will be 2040. Fine. Now 4m we can transfer onto right hand side, and 2040 we can transfer onto the left hand side. So 4 plus 2040 is equal to 150m minus 4m. Okay, so this will become 2044, and here it will become 146m. Okay, so what is the value of m over here? We can say that therefore m is equal to 2044 divided by 146. Okay, let us cancel. If we cancel by 2, then if it is cancelled by 2, this will remain 73, and if this one I cancel by 2, this will remain 1022. Okay, now 73 is a prime number, I suppose. So 1022 and 73, how many times it can be cancelled, because the value of m cannot come in fraction as well as in decimal. So let us try some values here. 73, in 73 what shall we multiply to get 1022? Definitely 73, if I multiply by 14, because 14 only if I multiply, it will come 2 at the last. Let us see, will it work? 14 3s are 42, 2 carry 4, then 14 7s are 98 plus 4 102. Correct. So 73 ones are 73 and 73 14s are, this will be 1022. So the value of m will be equal to here 14. This is your answer. Okay, so I hope this question is clear to you now. Let us see the next question. Here at last we should write down, hence 14 numbers are inserted. 14 numbers are inserted between 1 and 31. Okay, so let us see quickly the next question. The next question is question number 17. So in the 17th question, see what we have given here. A man starts repaying a loan as first installment of rupees 100. If he increases the installment by rupees 5 every month, what amount will he pay in the 30th installment? So see, if I try to generate the AP, because this question is from AP only, and however it is not given to us particularly it is AP or any other sequence, because in the examination you will be dealing two different kind of sequence over there. So see, it is very clearly given to us. Suppose first installment he is paying 100. What will be the second installment? That will be 105, because every month he is increasing by rupees 5. Third installment will be 110, 115 and so on. So we can say that it is definitely forming an AP, because a same increment is there each and every month. So I can say first installment is 100, then 105, 110 dash dash dash. Okay, and we have given that in this sequence the value of A will be equal to 100, then D will be equal to 105 minus 100, so it will be equal to 5, and the value of N is equal to given as 30. So we need to find out the amount he will pay in 30th installment. So see, if I want to find out the amount in 30th installment, so in the 30th installment particularly I want to find out here. Okay, means I need to find out the value of A30. Remember here sum is not required. Sum means he has paid the total money from the first installment till the 30th installment, and in the question they are asking how much money he is paying in the only 30th installment. So we required here value of A30, and A30 we can say it can be written as A plus 29D. Put up the value of A, that is 100 plus 29 into 5. Now 29 into 5, I think it will be 145, because 30 into 5 is 150. 5 we can make it less. So I think this will become 145. Okay, and 145 plus 100, that will become here 245. 245 rupees he is going to pay in the 30th installment. So we can say that therefore he will pay rupees 245 in 30th installment. Okay, now let us see the next question. This question was very simple. Actually this question can be given to you as homework only, but it's okay, in the sequence it was coming, so I have solved this question. You need to solve it the examples given over there before 9.2. that is your responsibility to solve the questions of 9.2. Let us see the 18th question. The difference between any two consecutive interior angle of a polygon. I hope it is clear to you. The smallest polygon in the nature is triangle. Polygon is that shape which is made up by two or more than two lines, which is made up by more than two lines, and it is a closed figure. So with the help of two lines we cannot make any closed figure, so we require minimum three lines, and the least polygon is here, that is triangle. So triangle, then quadrilateral, then pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, many polygons are there. So here they are saying the polygon interior angle, if you find out a difference between any two consecutive interior angles, means between first angle and second angle and third angle, okay, if you find out the difference will always come as 5 degree, okay, and the smallest angle is given here as 120 degree. We have to find out the number of side of polygon. Now here one thing I want to make you clear. See, they are giving all the information about the angle and they are asking the information about the side. So remember, in the polygon, whatever the number of side will be there, the same number of angle will be also there. For example, tell me, in triangle how many sides are there? Three sides are there. And how many angles are there? Definitely three angles are there. Similarly, in the quadrilateral, the number of sides and the number of angles are always same. So here we shall find out the number of angles and we can say that will be equal to the number of side also. Because in any polygon, the number of sides and the number of angle will not change. It will not happen that in polygon there are 6 sides and 7 angles are there. No, number of side and number of angles will be same. So here, see, first of all, what AP we have given to us. If I try to write down the value of AP is, so least angle is given here as 120 degree, we can say, and the difference between the first polygon and the second polygon will be here 5 degree. So we can say that it will be increased by 5, that is 125. Then third one is 130 and it will go so on. It will not reduce because smallest angle is given 120. So next couple of angles will be higher than 120 here. So value of A is given as 120 degree. That is the first information we have. Then value of D is given as here 5. Number of angle, we can say N is equal to number of angles, or you can say it is sides. Both are same actually. Okay, so N we don't know. Now if I try to find out sum of all angles, so sum of all angles, if I try to find out, so see, if I try to find out the sum of all angles with the fundamental of AP, so I will apply the formula here, n upon 2 into the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This formula only I will apply. So n upon 2, n we don't know, so n we shall keep it as it is 2a, so 2 into 120 plus n minus 1 into d. Value of d we have here 5. Now further let us simplify this one. So n upon 2 will be as it is for some time. 2 into 120 will be equal to 240 and 5 I will multiply inside, that will be 5n minus 5. Right? Now further 240 minus 5 will become 235. So n upon 2 into the bracket 235 plus 5n. Now see, this is our sum of all angles. Means if you add 120, 125, 130 till the last angle, if you add all of them, the sum is coming like this. But this sum we found with the help of fundamental of AP, because the angles are forming the AP over here. But suppose if we take the formula in general, means I want to say that the angles are not forming an AP, but still I want to find out the sum of all angles. So that formula we have studied in our lower classes. Okay, in the lower classes we have studied the sum of all angles of polygon is always equal to 180 degree multiplied by n minus 2. where n will be the number of angles or number of sides. So here we shall write down also we know that sum of all angles or sides, because I am not telling each and every time side over here. As I told you earlier, angle and side will remain same here. We are talking about only the numbers over there. So sum of all angles of polygon will be equal to n minus 2 into 180 degree. This is a formula for sum of all angles of polygon, whether that angles will be in the AP and they will not be in the AP, doesn't matter, but this formula exists. Okay, so here I can say this is my equation number second, and here also I got sum of all angles with the help of AP. So sum of all angles here also I got, so that is my equation number 1. So now since both are giving me the same value, it means that they are same. So we can say that by equation first and second. Okay, so we can equate both of them because both are giving us the value of same thing. So n upon 2 into the bracket 235 plus 5n is equal to n minus 2 into 180. Now let us simplify this one. So n I am multiplying inside over there and 2 I am sending onto the right hand side. This will be 235, and or we can do one thing, we can little bit more simplify before we multiply. See, from the bracket given in the left hand side I am taking 5 common. Okay, because both are the multiples of 5, so will remain here 5 4s are 20 and 5 7s are 35 plus n is equal to n minus 2 into 180. 5 if I take common, then 5 and 180 I can cancel. So 5 3s are 15 and 5 6 are 30. Now let us multiply. Now we do not have any option. So at least common term we have cancelled. Now this will remain 47n plus n square is equal to 72n minus 72 into 2, that will be 144. This 2 I have transferred onto right hand side, so 36 and 2 multiplied and then 72 I am multiplying here, so that will be 72n and 72 into 2 will become here 144. Now both the terms of right hand side we can bring on this side. So this will be n square plus 47n minus 72n plus 144 will be equal to 0. Okay, now 72 and 47, if I subtract, I think it will remain 25, right? So n square minus 25n plus 144 will be equal to 0. Now we required multiplication should be 144 and addition should be here 25. So we shall take here minus sign of 16n and minus sign of 9n plus 144 will be equal to 0. So because 69 is a 144 and 16 and 9 you add, that will become 25. So here we can take n common, remaining is here n minus 16, and here I will take minus of 9 common, so remaining will be same, n minus 16 is equal to 0. N minus 16 I will take common this bracket, so this will be n minus 16 will be common and this will remain n minus 9 is equal to 0. Now if I equate both of them to 0, so we can say that therefore n minus 16 is equal to 0, or we can say n minus 9 is equal to 0. So therefore the value of n will be coming here 16, or we can say that the value of n from here it is coming 9. Now see, problem is normally when we solve the quadratic equation and we try to find out any positive integer value, then after solving the quadratic equation one value either comes negative or it comes in fraction. But here the problem is both the values are coming as a positive integer. Now what shall we do it? Okay, here definitely the value of n will be any one. In the one question we have seen both values there were applicable. Okay, but here it may not be possible because number of angles in a polygon will be only a unique quantity. We cannot say that in the polygon there will be a 10 angles and there will be also 15 angles. Okay, that is not possible. So here definitely only one value is acceptable. So see, suppose if I take the higher value 16 and if I try to find out the value of a 16th, means I want to say that suppose if I take value of n is equal to 16, okay, and if I try to find out the value of a16, means I am trying to find out the 16th angle. Okay, there are 16th angle will be there if I take the value of n is equal to 16. So 16th angle, what will be its value? That will be equal to a plus 15d, we can say. Okay, and a plus 15d, if I put up the value of a is here 120 and d is here 5. Okay, as we have given in the question. Now let us solve it. 120 plus 75, 15 into 5 75, and this will become 195, and see it is coming more than 180 degree. We know that since any interior angle of any polygon, any interior angle of any polygon cannot be more than 180 degree. That is not possible. It cannot be more than 180 degree. Okay, since it is an interior angle, it is an exterior angle, it can be more than 180 degree. Okay, sometime it may possible, but we cannot say that any interior angle can be also more than 180 degree. So here we can conclude, therefore the value of n cannot be equal to 16. Hence we can say that number of sides in a polygon. Now here remember, since I am concluding, so I am writing about the side. Number of sides in a polygon is 9, we can say. Okay, number of side you say, or you can say number of angles. Okay, so here students we have finished the exercise 9.2. Next time I will take from the questions of 9.3. Here we are going to start a new topic that is called as the geometric progression. So in that we shall see all the fundamentals first and we shall start the questions. Okay, thank you.